Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick. I'm a full-time reseller based in the UK, predominantly selling men's clothing on eBay and Vinted. And today I am going to go to some local charity shops to see what we can find. I'm going to take you with me. I'm not going to film in the shop. I'm going to show you what I pick up, how much I can potentially get back. Let's go find some stuff. All right, first shop complete. We got 3 items. All right, that's Bernardo's done. 4 items, some beauties, including a Belstaff trousers, new with tags. I'm going to show you in a second. All right, next town done. We picked up a load of stuff, one big bag full. I'm going to head back to the car now, but I probably will get home and then I can show you properly what I picked up, how much I paid, and the potential profit. There are some bangers in here. All right, the boot is pretty much full now, so I would say that's a pretty successful day. You know, the funny thing is, this morning I was about to give up because it was awful. I found like 1 item in probably about 6 or 7 shops. It was going really bad. And then lunchtime hit, went to a different town, found some beauties, some nice 3-figure items, which I'll show you shortly. And yeah, just completely changed the day around, which is fantastic. But sometimes you go through those slogs where you're just not finding anything. It's hard to motivate yourself to keep going, but you have to. Also, something I noticed today was how many resellers were out and about. Normally I see like 1 or 2 in every 3 shops or so. Today there was almost every shop, there was 1 or 2 resellers. And yeah, it's just crazy. Sometimes it's like that. And I do feel like there are more and more resellers out there every day. And one point on that, there's plenty to go around. There's an abundance of items. It doesn't have to be charity shops. There's loads of other ways you can source your items, of course. I enjoy doing this and it's easiest for me and my schedule and obviously family life, so it works pretty well. But it doesn't put me off at all because there were multiple items that I found today and I know there were resellers going before me and there were 3-figure items just sitting there. So it does come down to knowledge, and that isn't me just being big-headed. It just purely comes down to knowledge and knowing what to pick up, styles, etc. So it is really interesting though. All right, let's get into it. I've got loads of cool items to show you guys. All right, first item I picked up was this Mr. Marvis shirt. I did pay up a little bit. It was £10 and there is a loose thread there, but my wife will fix that. She's a boss at sewing and things like that. And I should get around £50 to £60. The sell-through rate on Mr. Marvis is insane. All right, next one. OEX waterproof, nothing special on this one. It was only £5.75. I should get around £20. It's a smaller woman's size, but these do okay for me. Next one. This is the first ever time I found this brand. Psycho Bunny polo shirt. Really nice condition and it feels really good quality. That was £5 and they're going for around, I think, 25 to 30 when I looked at comps. A little bit on the slower side and most of the comps in the US, but I think that should do okay. All right, I almost forgot about this. Another potential 3-figure sale. And thank you to everyone on Instagram who replied to my poll. I asked, would you pick it up for $17.99? And resounding yes was the answer. I think over 60 people voted yes. And it is a purple label, Ralph Lauren, 100% wool jacket. Good size as well, 44L. And the comps are a little bit all over the place again, but I think well over £100. If you can get the suit and the jacket, you're looking at 300 plus. Shout out to Lightwork Resells who literally just sold one for well over 300 quid, which is mental. But yeah, a nice pickup. All right, next one is a Mountain zip top. It might be the Dart zip. I've sold a few of these in the past. That was £3.75, probably get around 15 to 20 on that one. One thing to mention, guys, is when I'm out and about buying stock, I do think of what I can sell on Vinted. They may not be huge flips, but the £10 to £15 profit items, things like this, I do buy because I know it will go really quickly. And obviously when it's on eBay, you've got all the fees, you've got the shipping. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. So this is the kind of item that I will probably sell on Vinted and make £10 to £15 profit quite quickly. Okay, these are perfect for this time of year. 4 of them all grouped together in one charity shop, which is fantastic. They are sweater vests. This one is a cable knit one by Uniqlo. Looks like an older one. I can't pronounce that one, guys, sorry. But it was £5, should go around £20. It feels like wool. The inner label has been cut, but yeah, should go really quick on Vinted, that one. 3 more sweater vests. This was a sea salt one, also wool blend. I think it's 65% wool. That was £5. Nice size as well. And then a cotton sweater one, like a ribbed one, also £5. That was also sea salt, but this one is the best of the 4, and a brand called Aurora, and it was also £5. But look at that, that is going to go really quickly. I expect in a couple of days. 100% wool, such a cool pattern. Lovely. The next one is merino wool by a brand called Kettlewell. I've stopped picking up as much, but this was £5. Should do okay. Nice style. You can see like the sleeves a little bit different, kind of like a bat wing. I don't know. We'll look at the style when I get to the listing, but should do around 20-25, I'd imagine. Right, next one, Crag Hoppers Nosy Life shirt. I paid £4 for that. Really bright colour. It is a woman's long sleeve one. I sold a couple in the last month for around 20 to 24 pounds. So yeah, should go on Vinted, which it did last time for me. Right, next one's a big boy. This is a wax jacket and it absolutely stinks. That's when you know it's good quality. This is a Marks and Spencer's one. It was £8.25. I think I should get around 30 to 40 for that. Good size, good profit there. Okay, first ever time finding these. This is a brand called Philip Plein. Not seen it before. There you go. These were £4.50. The comps are mostly in America around 80 to like 100. Again, I don't know. We'll do a bit of research and see what happens, but should do all right. My good friend Crag Hoppers again. These are the Pro Stretch ones, and they were £4.75. They go for around 18 to 20 quid. I think I sold 4 last week, 3 of them on Vinted for 18 to 20 pounds. So quick profit for me. The next one, Fat Face Early Jumper. I thought this was a nice coloration, the stripes, nice condition as well. It was £4.50. So yeah, should get around 20 to 25 quite comfortably. Just sold one, which is a woman's one on Vinted for 20. Right, next one. This is really nice, super cheap as well. Shot NYC jumper. I think that's a vintage label, and it was £2.50. I'm imagining around 25 to 30 on that one. As always, I will pop comps up on the screen. I paid up a little bit for this, 8 quid. It is a Mountain Hardware hoodie. The last ones were going for like 28 to 30. The condition is pretty good. They do actually tell you, most of them anyway, tell you what they're called inside. So this one is the Integrity Hooded Zip Tee. So quite handy if you're out and about, you don't know what it is, you can search it up. Again, a little bit expensive, £7 for this Under Armour Wasps. It's like a rugby team. That should do around 20, 25. These are cool. Columbia 3/4 length cargos. As you can see there, these are the XCO. I can't remember what that stands for, but that is £4.50. Should get around 20 back on those ones. Okay, one of my favorite brands to pick up, Rafa. It is a cycling brand, and I did quite a lot of road cycling back in the day. Nice jumper. It was £4.50. You can see there's like a little zip on the side, so it's for commuting, things like that. And that will go around £30, I would imagine. Right, this is a really nice looking shirt. This is by Reese. Cuban camp collar, 57% linen. Such a cool style. Not the right time of year for it, but if someone's going away on holiday, they will pick it up. And it was £5. Should get around 25 to 30 back on that. All right, we got some vintage Nike. There's a label there. I think these were £7. Yeah, 7 quid. They're waterproof ones with the tick right down the bottom, zip leg as well. They'll do well, probably like Depop or Vinted for 20 to 25 pounds. All right, next one is a vintage quarter zip jumper by Mammut. I've never seen one like this before, especially this old. That's the label in there. It was 4 quid. I'm hoping for around 25 to 30 back on that one, but so cool. Stay tuned because there's a few more bangers in these bags that you need to see. All right, we got another sweater vest. This was by Jules. This is 100% wool, really nice print on it, and it was £4. Should get around 20, 25 on that. Okay, Mr. Marvis trousers. These are chino trousers. Not the best condition, but pretty good. I reckon I'll get £40 on these. They go for around 50 to 60. But yeah, decent. This is a nice brand. Geeves and Hawks. This was a formal shirt. You can see on the front like a tuxedo style one. I think this will do really well actually. I don't actually know the comps, so I'll put something up on the screen as always. I'm hoping around 30 plus back on that one. This is a nice pickup. Denim and Supply, Ralph Lauren, pearl snap, kind of Western shirt. It's a different kind of style. I've not seen one like this before. I think that'll go around 30 plus, and it was £8. All right, next one, Polo Ralph Lauren jeans. Really nice condition. As you can see there, these were £4 and they should go around 25 to 30 based on the comps. All right, this next one could also be a 3-figure sale. This is a really nice wool overcoat, long one. Paid £4 for it, as you can see, and it is a brand called Crombie, and it looks in immaculate condition. The comps are around 90 to 110 from what I remember. So yeah, I'm going to push for at least 100 on this one. because it is in superb condition. All right, next one, something that sells really quick for me. These are Shimano cycling shoes. As you can see, SBDs on the bottom there. Pick these up for £6, big size. Most of them tell you the model, so make sure you put that in the title if you happen to pick any of these up. And I think they'll go for around £30 on eBay. Okay, next one, Rohan. These are the winter bags, and I've literally just sold a couple of these for $34.99 on my eBay. Pick this up for $6.45, so we should get a good healthy profit. If you're wondering what they are, they're kind of like fleece lined inside, so keep you warm. So these two were super cheap. Same shop, spoke chino trousers. These are the Sharps, and I paid £2. They should go around 20 on Vinted, I would imagine. And a sweatshirt by Sea Salt, kind of like a tunic style, and that was £4.50. Okay, this is a COS 100% linen shirt, £5. Again, not the right time of year, but I think they'll sell £20 to £25 quite comfortably. This is something a little bit different. Passenger clothing, which does very well. Keep an eye out for this. That's the brand you're looking for. Picked this up for £7, I think it was. Yeah, £7. It's like a jumpsuit thing. It's quite weird, I'm not gonna lie to you. Can't really show it too well on the screen. But I think something like that should go around £30 or so. Okay, another Sea Salt piece, something a little bit different. Kind of looks like Sweaty Betty style. But this is a UK 14. I paid £5.50. And yeah, should get around 20, 25 on that. All right, I took a bit of a punt on this one. Didn't have any signal to check comps and stuff. The brand's good, APC. It was only £2, but it's a woman's shirt, and I'm not sure how they do. But yeah, hoping at least £20 back on that one. APC does all right. Right, something that isn't clothing, and again, I took a punt on. It was only £3, and it's by Laura Ashley. Looks like a vintage lamp. No idea what the comps are doing. I will link it up on the screen as always. But I'm hoping I can make some good profit, and I've heard it's all right. All right, this next one may push the 3 figures. Not quite sure yet. We'll have a look at the comps. You can see the logo there. It is a turtleneck jumper. I think it's a men's size small by Burberry, London. £6.75, and the most important thing is it is made of 100% cashmere. Thank you again to Instagram. I just wanted to check if it was genuine. It did feel good when I picked it up, but a resounding yes once again for that one. The comps are all over the place, 70 to over £100, so I mean maybe 90 quid we can get for that. Another beauty, this is a big jacket, and it is a bomber jacket by Delta. If you see that, have a look, investigate. Picked it up for £8.75. The last one, the exact same style of this, went for £84. That was sitting there all day. At the end of the day, no one picked it up, and we got it. Right, next one, pair of Levi's jeans, really nice condition, like a dark blue indigo, £6.75, and I think they'll do okay. 506 I haven't actually sold before, but I'm hoping around £30 back on those. Right, this is another decent cycling brand. Probably doesn't show too well because it's fluorescent yellow. It is Gore. This is the new Gore logo. Most important thing on this one is why I picked it up. Gore-Tex, which is fantastic. Soft shell Gore-Tex. I did pay up £12.75, but I think this will do really well. I don't actually know the comps, but I'm hoping well over 50 quid back on that one. A bit of bread and butter. These were Dickies Ripstop work trousers, actually a bit of a small size. Probably shouldn't have picked them up, I'll be honest with you. They were £4.50, but I know some of the teenagers are wearing this kind of stuff these days, so I think I'll go around £15 to £20 on Vinted. A kind of Vinted in mind buy was this Paul Smith t-shirt. Nothing special, but I've sold these in the past around 15 to 20, and it was £4.50. Nice print on it, excellent condition. Again, another bread and butter, quite meh, but £5.49. Sweaty Betty. I kind of like the style. It was like a cropped gym kind of thing. So yeah, again, 15, 20 on Vinted. Right, we got another blazer. This is a Paul Smith blazer. I think I paid £8. Yeah, £8.99 for that one. Paul Smith London, and it is 100% wool again. Comps are all over the place. 30 to 70 quid. I'm hoping to get around 40 back on this one. One thing to mention is if you can try and find the matching trousers that go with the blazers, that is where the money is, of course. All right, let's have a look at the final 2 items that I picked up, both by Belstaff. And I've only found this brand once before, and it was a t-shirt, sold for like 20 quid. But yeah, both trousers. This is the first one. Really nice men's jeans, and they were £12.99. I think they'll do well over 30 quid. But the absolute beaut of the day were these waxed cotton ladies motorcycle trousers, new with tags. And I think it's an older model because I had a quick look earlier to see if I can find it. Any comps? Professional 2 pant ladies, deep brown. And I think these will go well in excess of 3 figures. I'm hoping around 150 back on that one. Let's see what we can do anyway. And yeah, a pretty successful day. Doesn't always go like that. Okay, hope you enjoyed today's charity shop haul. I did around 20 different shops over the course of 2 days. Found some really nice nuggets, as you can see. Don't forget though to subscribe, because I'm going to show you what actually sells in the coming weeks. Hopefully it will be some of these nice items here. Hope you got some value from the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.